Hello, welcome. Today's video is all about what direction are you taking in 2022, or what gateways are you moving through as we shift into the new year. I will have your piles here in just a second, and then you will be able to choose. All right, so you have got pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I will zoom in for just a second and allow you to choose if you need a little bit more time. There you go. Again, pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. Just take your time. You can pause it if you need to. And whenever you're ready, the timestamps are down below for your reading. All right, hello, my lovely pile 1s. If you chose pile 1, then this is for you. All right, let's see. What gateway are you going through in 2022? All right, so you have Hathor light codes, light immersion, full system upgrade, and power recall. That is powerful. All right, and then we've also got Venusian Galactic Council, Star Being Guides, answer the call, and it's time to shine. Okay, so first of all, I'm loving the pinky yellowy colors of this, of these two cards. Like, they match very, very beautifully. The whole deck is not that color. It's actually much more purpley. So just the fact that both of these popped out is really, really saying to me that you are stepping into this time of like love and sunshine and beauty, and really, really bringing in those loving energies into your life. Okay, if you've sort of been struggling with love, whether it's self-love, family love, romantic love, just love in general, I do feel like this is bringing in that energy of love and happiness and peace and warmth. There's a warmth in this pile that's like really, really sinking into your pleasure, sinking into that divine nature, probably sinking into the divine feminine, maybe bringing that forward into your life. There's definitely a lot of starseed energy with the two of these cards as well, with the Hathor light codes and the Venusian Galactic Councils. So if you're curious about starseeds or anything like that, I definitely invite you to explore that further. If you want me to do a deeper video on starseeds, drop it down in the comments below. It's something on my list, but I haven't done it yet. But there's tons of information out there, and you are your best resource when it comes to like star councils and star beings, star families, soul families, because you are the history of yourself. You have all the knowledge inside of you. But sometimes it's nice to be awakened by other people's information and seeing it mirrored in your own. But this is really a time of you stepping into, there's a deep remembering, this power recall. There's a deep remembering that's happening in 2022 for you, and it's very much, I feel like this energy of like you remembering how worthy you are, and in remembering your worthiness, you're really going to be stepping into this energy of being your authentic self and allowing yourself to shine through, no longer wondering or trying to please other people or live up to like society standards. It's very much you stepping into this like unapologetic version of you, okay? This unapologetic version of you that is ready to shine and ready to do what you came here to do. Now, so many people, when you say like light worker, like answering the call, or like any of that, we often think that you have to go into some sort of career or mission or something that's somehow like service-based or like spiritual based, like a manifestation teacher or a light, or like an energy worker or a card reader, like something that falls into that very like new age version of like a light worker. But this is the thing, is like you don't have to do anything. There is no like what a light worker is someone who's bringing more love and light to the planet, and you can do that through anything that you're doing. If you're a musician, you do it through your music. If you're an artist, you do it through your art. If you're a salesperson, you do it through the products that you're selling. If you're a bookkeeper, you do it through like it doesn't have to be like you suddenly switch your entire career into like you're suddenly reading people's energies or something like that. Like, it's like you can, anything that you do that brings more love into your life and into other people's life, that's being a light worker. You've got Palladian activation, so coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution, okay? So there is a lot of Yeah, this full system upgrade in the Palladian method, like there's a lot of really, really heavy change maker energy, leader energy coming through. There's also a lot of like remembering your divine mission. And again, this doesn't mean you have to change your whole career, but it's not about your career changing. It's about your life. It's about the life that you are living and how you are living that life. That's what's going to be shifting. It's like you're bringing your soul into every single thing that you're doing in your day-to-day life. You're bringing in more love. You're bringing in more gratitude. You're bringing in more being present in the here and now. But again, I feel like you're going to have some very, 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 very vivid, vivid dreams. You might already be having them in like late 2021, but definitely like big dreams that are coming and happening. And like you're probably seeing your past lives. You're probably meeting people and you're going like, oh my gosh, like I know you. How do I know you? Because you're remembering, you're waking up. And I feel like for some of you, this has been like a very steady thing for the last like 10, 20 years. For some of you, it's more recent, like within the last like 6 to 8, 9 months. And then some of you are like, again, like the 2 to 3 years in there. But it's like, it doesn't matter how long ago you awakened or how recently you've awakened, you have, and you're remembering. It's like this message of like, stop doubting yourself. And this year is really about you coming into a confidence and a security in your divine potential and in your divine abilities. Yeah, you've got Holy Grail. So inner discovering, finding sacredness. You are what you seek. Exactly. Okay. I think, oh, we're not focused. That's okay. Holy Grail. So yeah, you are realizing that you are your own Holy Grail. You are beginning to realize that you are your greatest source of information and power and recognition. You're really, really beginning to recognize how powerful you are in your own abilities and in your own, capabilities to receive the information that you were receiving. I think for some of you, you were kind of like, oh, like that's really cool, but like that was just a dream that I had, or oh, that was just like an idea that I had because I watched a movie. No, you're having these awakenings by the books you're reading and the music you're hearing and the messages that are coming through in cards and in conversations and yeah, in film. I feel like you're watching movies and then you're like, I don't know, like you watch like The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, and then you suddenly dream of being in like Isis's temple as a priestess. So you're like, oh, I'm just like imagining this because I just watched this movie that's based in Egypt. And it's like, no, that movie activated your remembering of your lifetimes in ancient Egypt. Or like you're watching Lord of the Rings and then you're suddenly having dreams about being an elf and you're like, oh, that's so funny. And it's like, no, like this is literally, again, past lives and memories that are coming forward for you. So I would say pay attention to those because they're going to help lead you on this journey called life. All right, let's see. What's happening? Yeah, okay, so you've got the Hanged Man. So hold on, can we focus, please? All right, so you've got the Hanged Man. So there is definitely, I don't like you there. We're going to put you up there. There is this energy, especially at the beginning of 2022. There's some patience that you need to, there is patience happening. It's like, don't stress out so much about where you're going, what you're doing, how to get there. You will get there in due time. There is like, take some time to meditate, take some time. And meditation, again, I always say this, but meditation does not have to be sitting in a circle or sitting with like your legs crossed. Your meditation may be through dance or through writing or through pulling cards or going for a walk. There's so many different ways to meditate and enjoy. But there's some reflection you're being called to reflect on some things. You're being called to look at how you're going through life and how maybe you want to change that as the year unfolds. But again, all of that will be shown to you in your dreams, in your visions, in your dreaming and your waking life. Because I feel like you're having a lot of visions and dreams while you're awake and you're sort of just dismissing them as daydreams. And it's like, no, they're real. Yeah, and all of this, you going to focus? This is all leading you to your own inner divine union, okay? Your own inner divine union, as well as sacred divine union with people around you, okay? So this could be like a romantic love interest, but I think it's also just like you're finding your soul family on earth. You're finding the other beings that you have lived with and existed in lifetimes past in this lifetime now. As 2022 unfolds, you're opening up those doorways for those old I don't, like, it's not old, but those previous companions and those previous lifetimes of that soul family to really, really come through. But you're also harmonizing your own inner divine masculine, divine feminine, your inner flow and your inner action. And you're really, really bringing that, into your life, like into who you are and where you're going. And again, activating from that energy of divine love, activating from that healing energy of allowing yourself to be your own healer and your own greatest lover, your own greatest soulmate, your own greatest master. And really coming into your own, really finding wholeness with yourself, really, really finding that wholeness in who you are on your own outside of everybody else, but also in connection with everybody else. Okay, we have got the Page of Swords. I was like, Peter Pan? You have got the Page of Swords, and actually the image does remind me of Peter Pan. It does remind me of Peter Pan. So it's sort of this, like, I feel like there's almost this energy of, and maybe this is a little bit with this Hanged Man as well, you're not really ready to grow up. You're sort of having this, like, I want to grow up, I don't want to grow up. I want to find love, I don't want to find love. I want to be rich, I don't want to. Like, it's this back and forth thing of you're asking for stuff, and then you're sort of going, oh, I don't really know. Like, and then it's like, oh, I want, and oh, I don't really know. So there's definitely some clarity that you're asking for of, like, finding what you want in life and allowing it to come before deciding that you don't want it. Which is also a little bit of why this Hanged Man is coming through, is because, like, you'll ask for something, you'll bring something forward, and then you'll be like, oh, never mind, I changed my mind, before even allowing it to fully come to fruition. You're sort of like, oh, I want this, never mind, I don't. I want this. No, and it's like you're never actually getting it coming into your life because you're not even giving it the chance to fully manifest into your life. Which is why you have a little bit of this Hanged Man situation going on. And it's sort of like, allow yourself to receive what you're asking for, and then once you actually receive it, if you no longer want it, you can pass it on, you can let it go. But it's sort of like, it's almost like, don't chop off the head of the messenger before the message has come through. That's funny, but that's how it's presenting itself to me. So pretty much just, like, it's like, let things come to you, like, let things happen, and also realize that, like, you don't have to know everything. Okay, you don't even have to know how it's coming. I think that's where you're getting tripped up, is you want to know the how. You want to know how, you want to know how, you want to know how. And part of the big learning that you're having this year is, if you trust and you believe in it and you love it and you sink into that gratitude and you sink into that receiving, and you look at your fears and you look at where you feel like you're not getting it or you're not worthy, and you sink into that and you love those parts of yourself that you used to want to string up by a tree and get rid of, like the parts of you that you haven't allowed yourself to love, or the parts of you that you were afraid of loving. If you start looking at those with love, it will actually allow yourself to come forward. It will allow those parts to bring you what you are asking for. But it's like you're it's like you're a quick study. You know what you're doing, but sometimes you get so caught up in trying to do everything. That's, again, where you need to just sort of, like, have that patience to sit back and allow things to happen, because you're trying to run, like, at 50 miles an hour. You're trying to go, like, let's go. Like, let's get it done. And it's like, no, sometimes you have to just sit back and receive. Sometimes you have to ask for what you have and then just allow yourself to wait. And yeah, I feel like for some of you, you're very much, you want all the answers right away. Like, you want them now. And it's like, no, it just, that you have all the answers already. You are what you seek. So you have to, like, sit in that stillness, in that silence, to allow those answers to actually come forward, and bring you what you're asking for. All right. Okay, as you move into 20, oh, cool. So this is the archetype that you are embodying. You are embodying the alchemist, okay? Now this is super, super interesting because I literally just got this when I did a similar reading for myself. But you are able to create anything. You are able to make absolutely anything that you are wanting in life. You are able to create anything that you want in life because you know how to change things from one state to another state, okay? You're having these transformations, these transmutations of energy in your energy bodies and your energy systems because of this ancient knowledge that you have. So it's sort of like the way that you find direction in 2022 is by following the parts of yourself and going through the gateways of realizing that you can have, that you can transform, realizing that you do have the power to change things, and you no longer have to stay stuck in the confines of the human world. It's sort of like what we have been taught as this is how you do things. You're like, no, 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 no. I can change things with my thoughts. I can change things with my energies. I can change things with my vortex and my vibrations and my frequencies. And you're really beginning to harness that and realize that. And this is also where these light codes are coming in. You're beginning to realize how powerful you are and how much ancient knowledge you have within your system, within who you are. All right, where is this leading you? How are you getting there? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Okay, the silence. Yeah, this is something this cannot be found in the chaos, in the loud. This is not something that you're going to find by running yourself ragged. This is not something that you are going to find by racing ahead, by going full steam, by going into the sort of like the insanity programs of the world. This is not something that you can speed up the process with. And yeah, this hanged man energy is definitely coming through here. This is not something that you can rush. This is something that you get to sit with in the stillness, in the silence, and really, really find yourself. It's very much a calling for you to find yourself in the in-between, okay? You're going to have those moments where you're not really sure what something means, and you're sort of like, if I just knew what it was, I could do it, I could activate on it, I could work on it. And it's like, you're not meant to know what it is. You are not meant to have that awareness yet, otherwise you would have that awareness, but you will gain that knowledge when the time is right, okay? Sometimes these things are all about timing, which is so annoying, but sometimes it is. Sometimes it is all about timing, okay? All right. It's very much this like, I don't know, it's this, there's this energy here of like, you almost have to go through this uncomfortable feeling to finally really understand what it feels like. And I feel like you're all yelling at me as you listen to this. You're like, I know what it feels like to be uncomfortable. And it's like, but you don't know what it feels like to be present in that discomfort. Right now, when you're in your discomfort, you are constantly searching for a way out. You are constantly trying to fix it. You're constantly trying to heal it. You're constantly trying to make it better. And it's like there is a magic, a potency in sitting in your discomfort and loving yourself and loving the discomfort and loving the pain and sending love to the parts of you that are hurt or neglected or rejected, and sitting with that discomfort and honoring it instead of immediately trying to run away from it. Because when you're trying to run away from it, you're trying to run away. You're saying something's wrong with it instead of sitting with it and going, this discomfort is a part of me. It's a part of who I am. And I love all of me, so I will love the discomfort. I will love the pain. And in loving that pain and loving that discomfort, this is how you come forward into finding where you're meant to go next, okay? I don't even know if we need a card from this. It felt like we did, but I'm just sitting here going, nothing's coming out. Okay, yeah, and we have got Holly. Okay. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Okay. I don't like it up there. We're moving it down here. Okay. I feel like I've said everything that this would say, but this is just confirming it. This is a time for you to discover yourself, okay? This is a time for you to find that harmony, to find that balance, to find that peace, to really, really listen to where you want to go, because you do have a lot of options becoming available to you in 2022. There's a lot of doors opening, a lot of gateways opening, a lot of systems changing. And until you realize who you are beyond the trying to fix yourself, when you just love and accept all of you, even the parts that need to be fixed, although I will say you don't need to be fixed, you're not broken. But beyond the parts of you that you would like to improve, or beyond the parts of you that you would like to be different, there is this energy of there are choices that will be coming forward towards you, where if you're not sure of where you want to go, of what direction you want to move in, you will have a standstill until you know. So if you're at a point where it feels like nothing's moving, ask yourself where you want to go, because simply asking yourself, whether you have an answer or not, where do I want to go? What would I like to feel? What direction would I like to move in? It will start opening up the doorways and clearing away the things that no longer serve you, or clearing away the things that would be a block. But there's this thing of like, yeah, we had talked a little bit over here, I think, about deciding actually what you want and then allowing it to come. This is bringing that back, that deciding what you want, allowing it to come to you, and then again choosing it or letting it go, moving forward with it. But there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of soul searching that's going to be going on this year, a lot of remembering, which might be causing a lot of confusion, because there is a little bit of that energy of like, well, who am I outside of the hurt? Who am I outside of the pain? If everything was perfect in your life, who would you be? If you no longer played out those old stories, who would you be? Who would you bring forward? How would you act? And you could even start doing that now. Is like, if none of this pain was here, or if none of these preconceived notions of who I have to be or who my identity is, who would I be? How would I move through my day-to-day life? Start asking yourself that, because that's like that coming into union with yourself. And it's that coming into that union, bridging the pleasure and the pain, bringing in the hurt and the love, bringing in that part of yourself that you've sort of deemed unacceptable and shoved aside and made sure that nobody ever sees. If you can bring that forward, if you can bring that in and make that like that union, that divine union between yourself, that is, I didn't even realize when I did the circle, it was like right over that, but that will create that wholeness matrix that will just explode out into every area of your life. That is what I'm getting for you. Yeah, it sort of feels like everything that's coming through. All right. Let me know how this resonates. Let me know how this feels. If you have any questions or further questions or anything like that you want me to do a deeper video on, please let me know. Drop it down in the comments. Like, subscribe, share with your friends if you think they might need it. And yeah, it means a lot to me whenever I see your comments or your messages. I just love them so much. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. Hello, my pile number 2s. All right, let's get started. What gateway Excuse me, that's too many cards. What gateway are you moving through or coming up against in 2022, and how will you be moving through it? Oh, that's so funny. It actually literally says gateway right on there. So you have got the stellar gateway activation, so infinite potential manifestation vortex. So I feel like you're actually like tapping into like your magician energy, your magician frequency. And that's really, really cool. So I actually sort of feel like there's like this thing of like, you've really mastered the game of life. You've really, really mastered the game of life, and you've really, really mastered like how to manifest. Like you're really sort of like, you're like, yeah, I've got the hang of this. Like I know how to do it. Like I ask for it. I put it into action. I allow it to come. Like you're really like, I feel it. It's here. Like you've really, really, mastered that energy or that frequency of how to manifest. So the things that are coming through in the new year, something to remember is you've manifested it. You've asked for it. You've brought it in. So again, if something shows up that you don't like, you change it. You've brought this in, so you can let it go. I'm definitely also picking up a lot of ancient Egyptian energy, House of Ra, Temple of Isis. So you may want to research that on your own and learn about that. Because yeah, there's a lot of energy in that. And it's so funny because yeah, you've got the Merkaba here. You've got the Merkaba here, the Merkaba activation. So transcendence, ascension, you are rising up. This is soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. And third eye activation, okay? So brow chakra, inner vision, and clear seeing. So yeah, you have definitely, I feel like you've been around the block a couple times with energy and souls, and yeah, you have like, I feel like there's several past lifetimes here in ancient Egypt. So if that's something that's calling to you, I think it's time to start researching that more, looking into it. There's like, yeah, this remembering who you are and fulfilling soul contracts. I feel like that does go back into ancient Egyptian times when you first incarnated on this earth. Some of you go back farther than that, but some of you did incarnate with like the pyramids being made, and just like you were here to do like the priestesses of Isis, as I just keep hearing. Yeah, there's it's actually really interesting that this is it's almost like there's this, it's like it wants this message to be delivered that you were a priestess of Isis, which is funny because this has been coming up for a couple different people recently, in like personal sessions of mine. But so it's funny that it's coming through here too, but this is interesting because it's almost like that's all it wants me to say. It doesn't want me to dive into like what that means or anything like that, because it's like they get to figure it out for themselves. So if this is calling to you, research it, dive into it, drop it down in the comments. I can always do like a deeper video, or just like sort of my resources when I went through learning about past lifetimes, and just learning about that if you want. Again, I'm getting my words are getting cut off, and I'm like actually forgetting how to speak, because the message is like, yeah, I'm not meant to tell you this right now. Like, you are meant to remember who you are. You are meant to bring this forward because you are your best. You are the best person. You are your own greatest teacher. You are rising up. Your energies are opening. Yeah, third eye. Yeah, you are just in 2022. You're going on a huge soul remembering. Okay, this is like some next level upgrades, like really next level upgrades. I'm almost going, you don't need me to read for you. Like you know what's coming. Like you've gone through a bunch of initiations in the last year or so. And I feel like they were very like one after the other. You were like, why do I keep having to learn these lessons? And it's like, because you were preparing for 2022. You were preparing to bring your knowledge to the world. Like you were here. I want to be like, you're here to lead the way. And I know that sounds very like, oh, like everybody says that, but like, no, you have some really big soul contracts that you are going to be fulfilling. And it's, some really, really big soul contracts to be fulfilling. Half the deck pops out. Oh my God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to read all of these. I don't want to, but I feel like I have to. Okay, so this is a group reading. I'm not going to dive into all of these in crazy, but oh my God, this is literally half the deck. Oh my God. Okay. I'm trusting that for whatever, normally I would just put them all back in, but I'm really getting this, like, they all need to be read. So since maybe this is like the pile that everybody chooses. So these are different archetypes that you could be moving through. So I'm just going to read them off because you will, again, it will actually, thank you so much. Okay. There's going to be individual activations in this reading for each of you just based on the name of the archetype. And you will have your own remembering and your own inner knowing of what these archetypes mean for you. I would love it if you pick this pile and if any of these activate you or remember or you're like trigger a memory. Drop it down in the comments if you're comfortable because I would love to hear it. But these are coming forward because it is a group reading. It's like it needs all of these to hit everybody who's going to be choosing this pile. So to start us off, we have the Priest. Then we have the Shepherd. Then we have the Sailor. We have the Scholar. We have the Aspirant. Aspirant. I don't know how to say that, but that's okay. I know what they are. They're like, it doesn't matter. Anyways, I just don't know how to say it. That's fine. Okay. Next up, we have the Sentinel. We have the Summoner. We have the Air. We have the Hound. We have the King. We have the Waker. We have the Wise One. We have the Queen. We have the Warrior. And we have the Pathless. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 archetypes that are coming through. And I hope that some of you, I actually sort of want to like, so that you can see them all. Yeah, you can see them all. Normally I would have just put them all back. I'm not reading 15 cards. But for whatever reason, this is like, no, these all needed to be read because these words, these archetypes are something that can trigger memories in you. And again, you can do your own research. There's so much, I feel like you might be very annoyed with me in this reading because I'm like, go do your own research, do your own research. But that's the message of this card. It's like you have that inner knowing and I'm not meant to tell you. I'm not meant to give you my interpretation of it. I'm just meant to activate that moment so that you go, oh my God, I was a summoner, or I was a scholar, or I was a shepherd, or I was a priest, or I was a wise one. I was the heir, I was the hound, I was the king, I was the queen, I was the warrior, I was the waker, the aspirant, the pathless, the sentinel. I was that archetype in another lifetime and realize what that means for you. Because again, you're activating these past life memories. You're activating that inner knowing. And that's bringing forward this journey in 2022. It's a journey of remembering. It's going through, it's removing the veils of illusion, and the veils of illusion and the veils of amnesia. Like you are remembering why you came here and you're remembering the past lifetimes because those past lifetimes will actually help you in this lifetime. Okay. All right. What else? I almost feel like I'm done with you. Like, I feel like you're just going to go off and, like, have your own little, like, meditation or something and go to sleep and, like, have these dreams of all of these past lives. Okay, so you've got Death Mother. And then you've also got memory. So yeah, we've been talking about this over and over again. Like these are your memories. These are the past life memory systems. You're finally beginning to remember. And you had that third eye activation. And on both of these cards, there's a little like her third eye is a moon. And like her third eye is just like a third eye. Like they're both activated on both of these cards. because yeah, your memories are coming forward. Your memories are coming forward, and you are leaving behind. You're leaving behind the past from a way of hurting you. You're now bringing the past in to bring in those lessons and those learnings and be able to move forward with it instead of it holding you back or keeping you trapped. In these new memories coming up, in the past coming forward, in bridging the gap between who you were and who you are and who you're going to be and who you've always been, because every single version of you is existing inside of you simultaneously. So in that, don't allow yourself to get weighed down or stuck in trying to recreate a past version of you or a past lifetime version of you. If it's like, okay, in a past life, you were the warrior, that doesn't mean that you have to become the warrior again in this lifetime. Or if you were the queen, you don't have to become the queen. It's about, again, it's about taking that lesson, that learning, and applying it to the here and now. It's not about, or if you've discovered your soul family, like if you're like, oh, I'm Mintakan, or I'm Palladian, or I'm from Sirius, or I'm like, if you've discovered your soul family, it's not about you now being, it's not about you trying to go back to that planet that you originate from, or going back to the, like we talked about, the Temple of Isis and the House of Ra, and like being like an Egyptian priestess. It's not about you bringing that, like, yes, you can bring that forward, but it's not about you going back to that. It's about you taking that knowledge that you already have and bringing it into the here and now. So instead of going backwards, it's about bringing it forward. You're not trying to go off planet. You're not trying to go off body. You're not trying to disappear into the past. You're bringing that past into the here and now and using it, knowing that you have that skill and that knowledge here. But it's like, yeah, like, don't get stuck trying to go backwards. Bring it forward, bring it forward, bring it forward, bring it forward. And bringing it forward is where you will have that significant change, that significant shift that you've been looking for, is when you stop looking backwards and trying to go back. It's when you bring the past forward. And if there's nothing in the past that you want anymore, release it, let it go, clear it. But the things that you do want, the parts of yourself that you're like, oh, it would be so nice if I was still there. It's like, bring that forward, bring that into the here and now. I think that might be it for you. I was just checking if there was any tarot or anything, but it doesn't seem like it. At least nothing that's jumping out to me right now. Yeah, I think that's everything for you. I think that, yeah, I'm sort of getting that's it. So, the one thing I will say is, if you are feeling like the pathless right now, like if you are feeling like there is no path, or you're not really sure where this path is leading or where it's going, I invite you to lean into trust, and trusting yourself above all else. Cause you are the wise one. You are the embodiment of all of these archetypes. You are in this, I almost feel like right now you're in this limbo phase. You're going to be coming into this energy of really, really being in your own in 2022, really, really knowing where you're going, where you're moving. But right now, as you're watching the video, you're maybe sort of like, I can't see. I don't know where I'm going. I can't see. I can't see. And it's like, that's coming. Trust that it's coming. Know that even when you feel blind, you can still see, okay? And this third eye activation too, it's the inner vision, the clear seeing. It's all coming for you. Just trust it. Trust that it's here. Trust that it's coming, because it is coming forward for you. And yeah, you are so much embodied in one person that sometimes it can be a little confusing for who am I going to be today? Like what version of myself am I going to put on? Like, who am I going to be? What hat am I going to wear? You are multidimensional. You are multidimensional and multifaceted, and that's where your superpowers lie, in being this multidimensional, multifaceted human being. And you're a soul in a human body, having a human experience, seeking the spiritual experience. So don't forget about the body. Don't forget about embodying all of the versions of you. You get to bring that forward every single day. You don't have to section them off into little tiny boxes. You can bring all of them into one being, which is who you are. You don't have to fracture yourself. You are allowed to bring all of you forward and move forward. Okay, pile number 2, thank you so much. If you have any deeper questions or anything like that, please drop them down in the comment below, and I can always make a follow-up video or do another pick a card. Or if you just want like my research that I've done in the past, drop that in the comments down below if you ever have any questions or anything like that. Again, let me know. I am working on making videos more consistently, but me being my own multifaceted human being has 1,000,001 interests. So sometimes videos happen, sometimes they don't. I follow when I feel called to do them, like right now at 9 o'clock at night. Anyways, I love you. I adore you. You are wonderful. You are amazing. You are blessed. If you like this video, follow and subscribe. Subscribe. What is it? Subscribe. Leave a like, leave a comment. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile 3s. I feel like this is a good pile. I'm like, I haven't even chosen yet, but I feel like this is a good pile. All right, what gateway are you moving through in 2022? And how do you need to prepare for it? What information do you need to know about it? Just where are you going? What direction are you taking? Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, and future thinking. All right. I feel like did I say this in pile 1? I honestly can't remember anymore. Deja vu. Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Where'd the message go? Change makers. Thank you so much for coming back. Okay. I feel like you're a change maker. I feel like you are creating some massive, huge change, and you are looking at the future as something that is malleable, something that can be molded, something that can be changed. You are not looking at what's been going on in the world lately as the end of the world. You are looking at it as something for you to improve upon, for you to be creative with, for you to create something new. And it's funny, the candle that I chose today is the world, but you are looking at it as this beautiful upgrade in humanity. And that is a superpower that you have, realizing that you can create change and realizing that you are not stuck in your own reality, that you co-create your reality and you're creating something different than the narrative that's being projected throughout society right now. You've got the crown chakra upgrade, divine connection, holy experiences, and miraculous energy. Yeah, you are calling in magic and miracles, okay? You are magic and miracles embodied, but you're really calling in that energy, and you've got memories of Atlantis, spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. Okay, this is super interesting too, because I feel like some of you existed during the time of Atlantis, and that was the last time in our most recent history that we have had where we have gotten to this level of spiritual and technological advancement. So this, for a lot of souls who have existed during the time of Atlantis, they have gone through, with everything that's been happening in the world right now, it's triggering old active memories of the fall of Atlantis, the last time that a certain group of power came into power and lied about things, and that the world ended up being destroyed, which is triggering a lot of old trauma in Atlantean souls, okay? So if you have been freaking out lately and being like, oh my god, the world is dying, that's, check in with yourself and ask, is that old active memory of Atlantis, the last time that we had this increase in spiritual knowledge as well as technological advancements, where it actually ended up in the fall of Atlantis? And that's actually the old memories that are being triggered for yourself. Ask that question. And that may or may not resonate with you, but that's coming through. But the message is coming through, and I think this is where it's like you've already realized that no, we're not repeating that old pattern anymore. We're actually moving into having the rise of the spiritual and the technology and the spiritual at the same time to create a new level of ascension, to create that growth. So we won't have that fall. We will have that, like, that rising together, which is where this crown chakra is coming in. And you're holding that vision. You're really, really holding the vision for bringing back that heaven on earth, that peace on earth, bringing back that Atlantis and Lemurian energies, as well as all the starseed energies that are coming through, and really, really realizing that the world doesn't have to be what it currently has been. You're looking at that evolution and that change, but really, again, bringing in that progress instead of that fear. It's sort of like the releasing of the fear and bringing in the change maker energy. Yeah, and there's a higher heart activation happening for you that you're also activating in other people. So it's dropping the shields, divine love, your heart is healed. And again, it's releasing that fear and leaning into that love. It's releasing that, the distrust of authority, releasing the distrust of systems of power. It's releasing the distrust and instead sharing love, spreading love, sharing love, bringing love into everything that you're doing, and leading in a different way of doing things, saying like, hey, you know what if we did it this way instead? What if we brought in this instead? Okay, thank you. Okay, you got Anunnaki, light codes, energetic shift, new information, the end of a cycle. And then you've also got sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, and sensuality. So yeah, this is all about how you're really, really bringing in that merging of pain and pleasure, merging of the divine feminine, the divine masculine, merging of technology with the spiritual, releasing the fear. Releasing the fear and bringing in that heart-centeredness, bringing in that activation from your heart and love. And yeah, this tenderness and this sensuality. There's also this bridging of realizing that you are safe to be sensual and sexual, bringing in that sacred healing energy that comes through divine creation, that comes through sex, that comes through being sensual and letting merging of bodies, merging of souls, that energy of that frequency of love, in a sensual way, in a way that's there's this no longer banishing the sexy side of yourself, no longer banishing the parts of you that have maybe in the past attracted negative attention. So you were sort of like, oh, I can't do this. I can't be my sensual, sexual self. And you're really tapping into that and realizing, no, you can be. And you're actually so much more safe and protected when you have a strong grasp on your sexual and sensual energy. And you bring that forward from a place of power instead of a place of fear. And this is something that you're going through for the whole year. Don't feel like you have to know this right now as we go into January. This is something that you're coming through in January, but will echo out throughout the entire year. But yeah, I feel like you're downloading information in the left, right, and center. Each group every single group in this reading is downloading information like crazy lately. But you're downloading at a different speed, and a different frequency than the previous groups. You're really, really bringing in that knowledge of how to break the chain, how to break the cycles, how to stop the wheel from spinning and create a new wheel, create a new cycle. Because you're really able to now recognize where things are running on autopilot and they no longer need to be running on autopilot. You are now recognizing that you don't have to play out the old stories. You don't have to do it the way everybody else is doing it. You're really realizing like, oh, I'm my own being. I'm my own person. I'm my own universe. And I can create the change that I want. I can create the new rules. I can create my viewpoint on the world, which will then influence how the world responds to me. Okay? Let's look at some archetypes that you will be embodying or coming through, or like lessons that you will be learning. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow, that just rolled right away. Okay. So you have the Archer, okay? This is very much, I'm very much seeing this as like when you set your sights on something, you're going to get it in 2022. So make sure that it's what you want. And that's not a warning. That's not like a bad omen or anything like that. But just like be really, really clear and really, really intentional with what you want in life and where you want to go in life and how you want the world to unfold. Because I actually do feel like in this change maker status that you have, you are actually shifting things on a world level that you don't even realize. So when you fall into that fear or that desperation or that needing control, oh, it's so funny. There's claws right there, and I just did the claws with my hands. I didn't. Sorry, that's just so. I just saw that and I was like, whoa. But when you need to like cling on to things, it's like there's this message here of like you're not just affecting your frequency and your vibration, you're actually affecting the entire world's vibration. So it's like if you're going to do that, use it for good, use it for love, like set it out that you're putting out into the world like positive, clear intentions of growth and love and awareness and healing, instead of this like fear and chaos and insanity. Because when you sink into that, like it's sort of like that whole world sinks into it. It's really that realizing that you're sort of like directing the arrow for how everyone in your immediate and distant, it's sort of like it ripples out from you. Like you have immense power that you haven't even realized yet. So yeah, just sort of like focus on your true north, focus on where you're wanting to go in life and sort of like just face that true north, of like your own inner being, but sort of like you can sit in the uncomfortable like that. We're not telling you not to do that, but it's sort of this like, I want to be like, don't be projecting that into the whole world. Like if something's going on, sort of be like, okay, how would I rather this be? And sort of focus on that and focus on what change you can create with that. Yeah, you've got the walker. And I feel like you also like you walk in between worlds. You walk in between energy fields. You walk through the nightmares to get to the daydream, but it's like you're the leader on that path. So it's like if everyone's stuck in the same nightmare, it's not until you step up and you walk forward that the rest of everybody else who's in that nightmare can suddenly see the dawn. It's like they can't see it until you bring it forward. So it's like don't get stuck in other people's nightmares. Realize that you have the way out. You can walk yourself out. And again, that's part of that facing your true north and moving forward with it. Yeah, you've got the acolyte. All right, so there you go. It's funny. I don't know if this, hold on. I just want to check in here. I'm like, is there an apprentice card in this deck? Hold on. No. Okay, so yeah. So I was going to be like, if there's an apprentice card, I won't give you this meaning, but I'm seeing this acolyte as coming up as the apprentice. I almost feel like in your previous lifetimes in Atlantis, or with the Anunnaki or with the Arturians, you didn't fully go through all of your teachings and trainings. I feel like you sort of had this, almost like this crash course in how to do it. But maybe you didn't like fully graduate, or you didn't fully go through like your complete initiation. You were like almost there and then something happened, or you were like sent down to earth early, or like something was going on where you sort of feel like you're incomplete in your knowledge. And so you're sort of like, well, I never passed my final test, so how am I supposed to be able to bring this into the world and teach it to everybody else? And it's like, even if you never passed your final test, you know more than so many other people on this planet. So bring it forward. Bring forward that knowledge, that sacred knowledge that you know, that sacred healing energy. Bring it forward, because it is here. You're here for a reason, and it's not necessarily something right away that's going to be like your career or your job or like bring you money. It's not this energy of like you have to shift careers. It's just in the way that you like speak, the way that you post on social media, the way that you interact with other people. Like your energy is going to start creating these changes, but you have to start realizing how powerful you are. Like stop downplaying your ability, stop downplaying who you are, because there's this energy. Yeah, it's like recalling power. There's this energy here where you're sort of keeping it all like close to your chest. Like you're like, it's mine. And it's like, no, you're here to share it. You're here to bring it forward. And actually in that sharing, in that bringing that knowledge forward. And I know it was sacred knowledge. I know it is sacred knowledge. So there's also a part of you that's like, I don't want to share this until I'm sure the world is ready, until I'm sure other people are ready. But it's like the people who are coming into your life right now, they are ready. And there's almost a little bit of this arrogance or this judgment on who is ready and who is not. And it's like, it doesn't matter if they're ready or not. They need it. Whether they are ready or not, they need it. The same way, whether you were ready or not, you needed it when you found it. Like, we all need it. We're ready even before we know that we're ready. We're always ready for what's next. And there's this energy here of like, yeah, it's sacred knowledge, but it needs to be shared. It needs to be shared. And it's sacred knowledge, not secret knowledge. It doesn't have to be secret. It's sacred. It's allowed to be revered. It's allowed to be passed down with reverence and with love and with gratitude and with this energy of respect. But it's not meant to be a secret. It's not meant to be hidden anymore. It's meant to come forward, and it's meant to be shared. And you're carrying these sacred codes and these sacred downloads in your memory system, in your body system, in your just energy and frequency. So you're like, oh, well, how do I share this? Just give yourself permission to share it, and it will ricochet out of you like the giant burst of light that you are. You don't really have to do anything extra to activate this. You literally just have to give yourself permission to unlock it, and it will already start unlocking. And like, it's already unlocking as you're listening to this. So thank you so much for sitting here and listening through this. Because I do feel like this is a super massively powerful pile, and you don't even realize how powerful you are or how much energy you're shifting just by being here. So thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, I'm just like, I have this huge well of gratitude now that we've said that. I'm just like, whoa, okay. Yeah, really big changes that are coming your way. And everybody's way, but you're sort of like leading that charge. You are that change maker. Whew, that's like a rush of energy just through my whole system. I'm like, damn, okay. Yeah, like, okay. All right, what else is coming? What else do you need to know? I'll take both of these. So you've got the Palomino. You are charging straight ahead with this. Like, as soon as you give yourself permission, you are just going to be charging full steam ahead, moving forward. You've also got the rabbit and the fox. Super cool. Where do I want to put you? We'll just... here. Okay, we'll just do it right here. Doesn't really want to go there. It's okay. I don't have enough room on this desk. Something else here. Okay, cool. Okay. I'm like, I keep wanting to talk, and then it's like, one more, something else is coming through, just wait, be patient. Okay, and then you've got the knight. Where do you want to go? Why can I not put you down? Okay, we're just going to put it on top of the pile for a second as I look at these. All right, so we've got the Palomino, the rabbit and fox, and the white buffalo. It's really interesting. There's a stillness with these three cards. I'm like charging right ahead, and then like the other ones came out. I'm like, ooh, be still. Like, and it's sort of this message of like being in harmony with yourself, and also not feeling like you have to do it all by yourself. You don't have to do it all by yourself. You are allowed to have support. But there is this message here with the rabbit and the fox about bringing forward an offering, bringing forward these offerings into the world. And when you create an offer, you will then receive an offer in return. Okay. So it's that sort of that beautiful thing of like giving and taking. But it's when you create an offering, you'll receive one in return, right? Like it'll be like, I'm giving it, I'm receiving it. I'm giving it, I'm receiving it. I've created an offer, I've received an offer. It's that give and that take. And it's this message here of this energy, or it's find the balance, find the harmony in rushing forward and having everything happen and doing all the things, but also having that receivership and also having that allowing things to come into you, allowing yourself to be yourself, to be, it's not the sacrifice, but like allowing yourself to, allowing yourself to share yourself. Is that what it's trying to say? It's like allowing yourself to, I think it is allowing yourself to be the offering, realizing that you don't need to bring anything more than yourself to the table. You don't have to try and be something bigger or greater or know more than you currently know. Like everything that you are right now, that is enough. You are the offering. You don't have to bring something extra. It's like you go to a party, you're the one going to the party. You don't have to bring like a casserole dish or flowers or a housewarming gift. Like you don't have to bring anything extra. You are the present. You are the gift. You don't have to bring extra. That took a while to come out, but that seems to be the message. Don't know what that voice was. It's like you're offering what you can, but you think that that's not enough. But you are enough. You are innately enough in who you are. You are worthy as you are. And this is like bringing in that spirituality, bringing in the mindfulness behind behind yourself, bringing in, it's almost like you're honoring and you're revering everything outside of you. It's time to start revering yourself, realizing that you are the greatest force in the universe, realizing that you are an infinite being, realizing that everything that you're asking for, praying for, you are also bringing that in. You are co-creating that. You are bringing it forward. You are your greatest source of power. You are your greatest teacher. And it's you're here to create so much change. You don't have to be anything more than you don't have to wear yourself out. You don't have to, like, you already are everything. Okay. Also with this white buffalo energy, it's very much, if you don't know the story of white buffalo, I would invite you to search it and learn about it. But essentially, it's sort of the way that I know the story. There's a couple different versions that I know, but essentially, it's about the Lakota people, and the white, like the buffaloes were something that they would hunt for food. And one year, there wasn't any food. And depending on which version you've heard, I've heard a couple different ones, but one of them was that like a woman appeared to them as a buffalo and then fed all of them. But there's another version where a woman sacrificed herself to sort of like be turned into the buffalo. And then that was how they had the food return. And then there's other versions of it. Again, this is why I'm like, do your own research and find out which one, like I've heard the story told several different ways. But she brought forward food. She brought forward service, whether it's the story of her being the food or the story of her bringing in the food, or guiding the way to the white buffalo and to the food that they were having. It's showing how when you have that respect for the cycles of life, and when you have when you do everything from a place of respect and a place of reverence and a place of service, you're not taking anything from anyone. Everything in the cycle of life all plays a role in everything. And if you start seeing yourself as an integrated part of that whole, there's this level of awareness that you're going to reach. And I find it really funny that I'm really struggling with delivering this part of this message, but I think it's because you're struggling with realizing the sacredness of yourself, how you can be your own hero, how you can lead your own way out of the darkness. So just bringing that in. There's also a little message here too of if you are learning about other people's cultures or heritage, be mindful of it, be respectful of it, learn about it. There's so much, like, we can say that everything is because we're all souls and we're all reincarnated, that we're everything and everyone, but that doesn't, there's sort of this message here of like, if you're going to bring in something from another tradition or another culture, do it with respect, do it with reverence, and research. There's a call here for you to research as well. But remember that you are enough as you are. Now, we also had the Knight. So like it's sort of this, it's funny, this message of like nighttime, of darkness, of stars, of the universe, of souls, of quiet, of stillness. Did we talk about nightmares? Something over here we were talking about nightmares. This is sort of that, like, make friends with your darkness. Make friends with the dark. Make friends with your shadows, the parts of you that scare you. Because part of your wholeness, part of you coming back into your own, part of you remembering who you are on all levels, means that you have to look at the parts of yourself that you have hidden away, the parts of yourself that you have shielded away from yourself. Maybe the parts of yourself that you didn't love or you didn't like. And when you start integrating those, when you start bringing in the night, in the shadows, in the nightmares, and realizing that the nightmares are just messengers, the nightmares are just, it's just things being released, things shifting, things moving. You don't have to be afraid of the dark. You don't have to be afraid of your shadows, you don't have to be afraid of the pain. And that there's great healing that comes when you make friends with your demons, when you make friends with your shadows, when you greet the darkness or the doom and the gloom and all of that, when you meet it with the same amount of love that you would meet the favorite parts of yourself, the parts of yourself, like when you receive that high honor or that money or that reward or that success or whatever it is that you're searching for, that enlightenment. When you greet that and you're like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for this. Be grateful for the wounding that you have. Be grateful for the hurt, for the shadows, for the parts of yourself that you've written off, because they deserve love too. And if you're hurt by the things that have hurt you, if you're hurt by the wounds that you have, those wounds, those parts of yourself that you reject, they're hurting just as much, if not more. So give them the love that you wish you had been given before you received them. And they will release and they will clear, and they will love you right back just as fiercely. Part of the love that you have been searching for, that you have been looking for, is in the shadows. It's in the hurt and the pain. And by loving that, you will find the love that you feel cut off from, because you are actually the one who is cutting it off. That took a very different turn than I thought it would. I kind of feel like that's it though. So that is everything. Anything else? No, I'm getting that that's everything for you. So, mwah, I love you. If you have any questions or any comments, or you want follow-up videos or anything like that, drop it down in the comments below. I hope to see you again. If you want to subscribe, like the video, all of that. You guys know how to do this. But I hope to see you again soon, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. And I'm sending you tons of love. Mwah. Bye.